Welcome to Perspectives on APQP4Wind. In this series, we will explore how APQP4Wind is applied in practice and how it can benefit your company by sharing insights from suppliers, OEMs, and developers from across the wind industry. Today, we'll focus on the OEM perspective, and we are pleased to welcome our two guests, Henning Bak-Jacobsen from Vestas and Eva Rutkowski from Siemens Gamesa Renewable Energy. Thank you both for joining. And to begin, could you briefly introduce yourself and your experience with APQP4Wind? Eva, if you could start.
Yeah, thank you, Marie-Louise. I've been working now in the safety and quality organization in Siemens Gamesa for a bit over 10 years and had the chance to see different parts of the value chain in that time. Since 7 years, roughly, I've been part of introducing APQP4Wind in our organization. And I was very pleased to have the possibility to join the board of directors beginning 2024.
Perfect. And Henning, over to you. Could you tell us about your role and your journey with APQP4Wind?
Yes, thank you. I have about 30 years of experience in quality management, and at Vestas I've been working since 2008. Where I've been working with quality management in different positions in the value chain, so same experience across like you. And since 2015, I've been engaged with APQP4Wind. First about establishing and deploying it in the organization, but also in Vestas. And then since 2018, I've been lucky to be in the board also, and together with you, Eva, and been there as chairman for 6 years, and now vice chairman. So a good long journey.
Thank you both. And now, Eva, how would you describe APQP4Wind in a few words?
APQP4Wind, so Advanced Product Quality Planning in the wind industry. We want to be the quality assurance methodology in the wind industry. And it's very important to say we covered the whole value chain in the wind industry. And APQP4Wind is based on methodologies, tools, processes that have been around for decades as part of APQP, but we have adapted them to the wind industry's needs. And the goal is that we mature the value chain and we de-risk the value chain in the wind industry. And not to forget, it's also a non-profit organization that has been around since 2018, has over 150 company members, and trained more than 7,400 employees worldwide in the methodology. And this non-profit organization is endorsed by leading utilities, developers, turbine manufacturers like us, and suppliers. And we are all working together to make this methodology better and more adapted to the wind industry continuously.
And Henning, from your perspective, why is a shared quality framework important between a customer and a supplier?
A shared quality framework between a customer and suppliers is important because it strengthens the cooperation to have one language, as we say, especially working with advanced product quality planning, the APQP, and also production part approval process, the PPAP. It helps having the same language. And APQP or a framework also substitute company-specific wordings with industry wordings, so it helps us to speak together, to align, and again, it helps to be more efficient together. And that's why also we investors have in our supplier quality manual, we require that our suppliers they follow APQP4Wind in the new product introduction, because we know it helps us to be more efficient and work closely together.
And Eva, if you could touch upon how does APQP4Wind support your internal product and process development?
Yeah. In Siemens Gamesa, we decided to go down the road of implementing the requirements from APQP into our existing product development processes. So not an additional on-top requirement, but really embedded in the processes. And this means when we're now developing a new turbine, our engineers, our productions automatically following APQP4Wind all the way through. This means we're starting when we want to design a new product, getting our suppliers and our customers on board, defining together what the product requirements are to ensure we have an understanding of what needs to be designed. It also means we get very early on feedback on manufacturability and serviceability, and this way less redesigns are needed later on. Of course, we also use failure mode and defect analysis, and this way we then can ensure we focus our attention exactly where it values most and impacts reliability most in the end. This way we can also communicate our risks to our suppliers and do this in a structured manner. There are many benefits of using APQP4Wind. I can't go into all of them. One, as Henning already mentioned, is this common framework. When we are engaging with a supplier, we do not need to explain what PPAP is, how to correctly perform it, how to treat special characteristics, because there is a common understanding already, and there are templates available through APQP4Wind. Another topic is increased efficiency in manufacturing setup, because we can use statistic process control. And we also, of course, increase our reliability of the wind farms, because we can predict our failure modes by using FMEAs.
Mm.
Yeah, and I can only add or support with about to get APQP4Wind implemented into your processes, so it's not an add-on. It's so important because and when you have, then you also get the wording in. Yeah.
Yeah, and Henning, if you could actually continue with giving us an example where APQP4Wind improved the collaboration with a customer and a supplier.
Where we have most experience, also where we started with, is collaboration with our suppliers and how that has been improved. And since 2017, when the manual was released first time, where I see the early supplier involvement had been one of the most important parts. And the kick-off meetings that ensure that you have an early understanding, you have an early sharing of information, you have an early shared understanding of the requirement, because the requirement is and what the expectations are is so important. I think there are more open dialogues because we know the process, and that helps us to be more efficient. And we also, in that way, have risk mitigation. The risk mitigation where we earlier have failure detection and prevention. That was so in general with the suppliers' early involvement. And then with customers, we have some experience with improvement with specific customers where we have, for some years ago, started inviting them for some Quality Wind Summit, where we tell them how we work with quality, and especially also APQP4Wind, because it was new for them. And this was to give an understanding on how the quality assurance, moving from quality control towards quality assurance, and how that could benefit in our collaboration. And this have given good dialogues with these customers, and for me it also have improved our collaboration, that we understand when we speak the same language. And that's why also we are happy that today we have our customers into APQP4Wind for our OEM customers.
And now we've touched upon all the great things about APQP4Wind, but there must be some challenges as well. Eva, what makes it challenging to use APQP4Wind in your company?
It's something that Henning just mentioned. I think introducing APQP4Wind requires a big mindset change in the company, because most people, when you ask them, oh, what's quality? They think about an inspector standing somewhere ticking off a checklist. But this is, as you just said, Henning, quality control. It's very reactive. And this is exactly what we want to get out of. We want to get into a proactive quality assurance methodology. And this mindset change is the most challenging. But as soon as your colleagues see what the benefits are of allowing the rest of the value chain to come early into the design and to give early input, they see they have to do less redesigns later on. It's less rework. We can mitigate our risks, like Henning was saying. We can define exactly where our pain points will be and test those early on. as soon as they see all those benefits, then you have strong advocates along the whole value chain. And that's why I also would suggest don't introduce APQP as an extra quality process on top of everything else. That is not going to work. Embed it into your existing development processes, of course with the correct wording, as you were saying, Henning, so everybody knows what you're speaking about. But explain to everybody what the benefits are and make it really tangible.
That's really good advice. Henning, do you also have an advice to someone just starting with APQP4Wind?
Yes, and first of all, for example, go into the homepage of APQP4Wind and you can find also a guide about how to get started. I think that gives some basic. Besides that, my recommendation will be map the benefits, because you need to show the benefit and then get your management buy-in, because to get success with this implementation, because it's not only quality people, it's cross-functional. So you need to have the buy-in from the management. It could also be because it's a burning platform. There is a customer who request it or require it. But when you then have the buy-in from management, then you can start sending people on the training, management awareness training, specialist training, so you have a pool of people know it. Maybe you just start sending two on it to get the touch. And when you then, afterwards, step 3 will have to make an implementation plan. And an implementation plan, of course, my experience is that it's good to have some pilots. Because you cannot eat the elephant in one. You need to make some pilot, make some learnings. And to drive this, my advice will be that you have one experienced about APQP or APQP4Wind. Eventually, otherwise, bring a consultant in who can support you. But that will be and then it is a learning. You're not getting the master for one day. No, it's a learning journey.
Maybe one comment to this.
Yeah.
Also keeping in mind, we are already over 150 companies. You're not alone in this. You can always ask for help. That's what our organization is for, and we are ready to support.
That's good. That's good advice. Finally, how do you both hope that APQP4Wind will develop in the coming years? Eva, if you would continue.
Yeah, I think for me, I hope it will be at the point where I do not even have to ask the question anymore if you're a member of APQP4Wind, if you're a company in the wind industry. And you said it, Henning, there's a lot of push from our end customers currently that we all should get on board. I hope that even that is not needed anymore. Because in the end, if we all understand the benefits of APQP4Wind, we all want to be a part of it, not just because we need to. And I also think that APQP4Wind is the right way to get a resilient value chain in the wind industry, and this way we can reduce time to market. So I hope we grow, that we benefit from the experience of many active company members, and that we all want to achieve the same thing, which is clean energy through wind power on time, at the right cost, and in the right quality.
Thank you. And Henning, is there anything you would like to add?
Yes, for me, the long journey until now, I still see there is a lot to mature. So for me, the hope is that we are more matured and much more matured in some few years, and also especially now where we have developers, we have OEMs, and we have suppliers, so the full value chain, and that will take some time. But we are mature, and especially with the new manual last year, there are some new areas where we need to develop together and mature together, and that will be from both sides, from customer and supplier side. So I hope through the community of APQP4Wind that we here will help bringing people together where we have to align more, or here we need to improve, and then the APQP4Wind organization can also support with resources like guidelines, because there are areas that can be more clear, and then we have to put in some guidelines who can help these areas. So, and I see especially new areas coming in. I hope really that they are improved. And of course, then I wish that we are double as many employees being trained in APQP4Wind in the world, because then I know also get knowledge in, you get more, you improve, and at the same time also much more company members, triple. So we can, because with company members, we have our community with the dialogue that you said, Eva, they can meet, they can discuss, they can learn together, because we need to improve as wind industry.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your perspectives, and thank you for watching. We hope that you find this conversation informative and inspiring. If you want to learn more about the APQP4Wind journey and how your company can benefit from joining our community as company member, visit our website apqp4wind.org. And don't forget to check out the other interviews in this series to get more perspectives from across the wind industry. Thank you.